Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 24 video breakdown, I want to take a look at a new formation that's called Gun Empty Chips Nasty, and a specific play that you'll find in this particular formation called Post Cross. Now, there are also 5 other plays that I'm going to break down later over the next couple weeks that I want to showcase as well, but for now, I want to talk about this particular play from this particular formation. Again, the name of the play is called Post Cross, and as you look at your screen, you're going to see, I want to show this before we actually get in the rest of the routes. I want to go ahead and take a look at 2 pass routes in particular, and they're basically, they mirror each other. And it's going to be these routes as you look at your screen here. So you're going to have the running back. He lines up in the wing position next to the left tackle. And then you're also going to have the tight end as well, who lines up in the wing position next to the right tackle. Now, if you look at it, you're going to notice that both of these receivers are going to run check and release routes into the flat. Now, the play's name or the formation says Gun Empty Chips Nasty. The word chips is referred to those 2 receivers as they go out, and they actually are going to chip the defenders, whether it be an outside linebacker or a defensive end. They're going to chip them or block them, if you will, and then they're going to end up releasing into the flat. So what they're going to do, as you look at your screen here, they're going to go right here, they're going to look to block, and they're going to look to chip, and then they're going to release into the flat. Now, each one of the plays here does the same thing. Again, the tight end on this same thing, he's going to look to chip, block, and then release into the flat. The other 5 plays do that exact same thing. So there's where you get the chips in the formation. So just in case you guys are wondering. Now, as far as the rest of the pass routes, let's go ahead and take a look at them, and then we'll kind of go through the pass reads as well as we break these down. So the very first receiver, we're going to start from left to right. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the split in out here on the left as you look at your screen. What he runs is basically a post route. He goes up 17 yards before breaking towards the post. He is the play's primary receiver. If the middle of the field is open, you would look to throw to him. For example, if your opponent was coming out and say a cover 2, and the two safeties were to go ahead and split out wide, and then as you drop your quarterback back into this area here, you'd want to go ahead and just kind of identify that and see if those safeties are splitting out wide, or if there's no safeties over the deep middle, then you could go ahead and make that throw to him over the deep middle. So again, he is your play's primary receiver. We also have him as the number 1 read that we would make as well. All right, let's go ahead and work our way to the other 3 receivers that are going out as far as regular pass routes. Let's work our way over towards the slot receiver. Now, the slot receiver has a nice route, and I think this is the route that most of us, when we run this play, are going to look to throw to because of this deep crossing route that he runs. And this crossing route actually has a nice little stutter motion in it where it's going to allow him, or stutter step, where it's going to allow him to get open. So, for example, he's going to go up the field here about 5 to 7 yards, break towards the middle here on this crossing route. Somewhere in this area here, he's going to do a double stutter. He's going to stutter and then go. And then at that point, as he's going across the field, you should end up finding him open. Again, as you drop back to quarterback, you should be able to find him somewhere open, especially if you got a receiver, an elite receiver who's got some type of good route running ability, especially between the numbers. You should be able to find him open where you can make this throw here where he could get open and complete for a big passing play. So just watch him. This works against man coverage very effectively, rather whatever it is. The only thing I would tell you, if they're in some kind of like a cover 1 robber or something like that, then maybe the defender playing the hook zone over that middle might take that away. But in generally against like a cover 2 man type defense or something like that, or even a blitz, you should have enough time to make that throw. And as I pointed out earlier, the reason I'm going to tell you you're going to have enough time to make that throw is, I'm kind of go off script just a little bit, is that you're going to have these defenders, or not, excuse me, these offensive linemen. You got these guys right here. You got the 5 men protecting, but then you also have these 2 guys as well. So that's going to give you 7 pass blockers, at least initially, before those 2 receivers actually go out. So that should buy you enough time, even though this is an empty formation, because you initially have 7 pass blockers. You should have enough time to make these deep throws, whether it be to the outside receiver, they're the one I pointed out running the post, or to the crossing route ran by the slot, or for example, this guy over here, as we continue on with the pass routes here, this receiver right here is going to go ahead and run this 15-yard deep in route. Now, the thing I like about his particular route, if it's against zone coverage, a lot of times the defenders that would be dropping back in zone, so for example, say they had, defenders dropping back in here, taking away this, they're going to follow this guy right here. And then again, as the quarterback, as you're dropping, then you might end up finding him as those guys kind of follow that receiver going across on that deep crossing route. This guy might be open where you can make this throw as he comes across, because they'll end up following that other receiver, and it might allow him to be open. Even against man coverage, as he breaks to the inside, he could get a step to the inside once he breaks in, and you might be able to find him open. So what I really wanted to showcase with this particular play is the running back and the tight end are both running that check and release flat routes where they chip. And then just kind of want to show you an example of this particular play. I think once we get into the game and actually where I can actually show footage, I'll re-break this play down again and go more into detail on it. But for now, I just want you guys to be aware of this particular formation and this particular play. And as I've already promised, I'm going to go ahead and break down the other 5 plays a little later in the next week and a half or so. And if you guys like this video breakdown, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you.